What is happening, you awesome, amazing children of God, you awesome, amazing child of God, individually, family, you're amazing, you're awesome, and your dad really intended and intends for you to be here. He really loves you. He really planned on you existing and living for a long time. And it's starting to seem to me like I get this impression that a lot of healing, a lot of deliverance, a lot of restoration, whatever you want to call it, emotional, physical, spiritual, a lot of healing is coming from just, I don't know if convincing is the right word, but really getting people to understand Yahweh, Papa God, really loves you. He's really for you. He is really not trying to find reasons not to love you. He's not trying to find reasons not to forgive you. He's not doing that. And there's scriptures all over the place that talk about it. And so we really have to re-gear our minds to just say, thank you. Thank you for loving me. Doesn't matter if you feel lovable or loved. Thank you for loving me. You know, something that was crossing my heart as I was falling asleep last night is that God is not the type of being, he's not the type of father who says, well, you made your bed, now you're going to lay in it. You know, as it relates to consequences and carrying the luggage and the baggage of trauma and all this stuff that we are tempted to let define our lives. God is not the type of God. And if you don't have kids, then maybe it's hard to grasp it. But when you do have kids and you see your kid hurt, even if it's their own fault, even if it's by their own choice, you've given them clear directions on how not to get hurt, even when they do get hurt from ignoring your directions or having an accident, something altogether not their fault, you move in such a way to get them better quickly. You don't just stand back and go, nah, you didn't listen to me. You know, there's a correction involved, but there's always healing. You don't just let your child sit in pain to teach them a lesson. You hope that they learn the lesson from the pain instantly the first time, but you don't let the pain linger. You work, you do whatever you know how to do to get them out of pain back into peace, rest, joy. So I just want to encourage you and let you know, Papa God is not the type of God that says, you made your bed, now you lay in it. Oh, these are your consequences. There's nothing that can be done. You know, if anything, he's always trying to convince us and get us out of the bed we've made. He's always trying to get us out of the consequences we've brought on ourselves. You can see this from Genesis all the way through. You know, Adam was given a direction. He ignored the direction. He brought a lot of consequences in. He activated death. He activated a fallen mindset, a mind that pulls away from God, a mind of shame and guilt and condemnation. He activated that in humanity. And what has Yahweh been trying to do the whole time? Get us back to him. You know, God said, who told you were naked? And he said, he just started blaming the woman. Like, he never addressed the first thing. It's always been deflection. It's always been separation. It's never been getting to the point, getting it resolved, realizing you're loved. Hey, I made a mistake, and I don't want to make that mistake again. That's the biggest heart motivation that will keep you progressing and will keep sin falling off your life, is just not wanting to make the same mistakes, is just not wanting to deal with sin. And thank goodness through Jesus Christ, you don't have to anymore. You're not doomed to keep repeating death cycles, depression cycles, anxiety cycles in your life. You're not doomed to live an up and down life. You can just coast in union and fellowship, in freedom, in peace, in joy, in rest, in love. You can just live there. And faith has a lot to do with that, because if you let your feelings be your master, you won't realize it's all already been done. There's things that pop up that tempt you to give up the finished work. You're always tempted to disbelieve it's already been done. It is finished. You are one with God. Everything is speaking contrary. But the truth is, grace and truth came through Jesus. There is no separation. God lives in you. You are his son. You are beloved. He loves you. He's looking at you with joy and pleasure, and he wants to father you. And does that come with some correction? Does that come with some correction sometimes? Yeah, because kids make mistakes. Just realize that he's so good, he's not going to let you lay in your bed that you've made. He doesn't want you to stay there. If you choose to stay there, it's kind of on you. But he's not about that life for you. And he's factored in the mistakes. We factor in some of the stuff our kids are going to do. We try to predict and cover the bases on what we think our kids are gonna screw up and when they're not going to listen. So we're already prepared to do something to still try to protect them, even in their rebellion or ignorance or just in their wandering. Papa God has you. He's so good. He's got it all covered. Coming back to that union is what's going to keep you from having to go through those fail-safes that he doesn't even want you to walk through. So you're amazing. You're awesome. He doesn't listen. Sickness, disease, physical ailments from injuries, from anything, whether it was inflicted by you or it was inflicted by someone else who didn't know that they were a child of God, you are whole. You can be healed right now. I pray that you get healed right now, that you just receive the love of God and let him change soul positions, physical body problems, anything residual from things in the past, maybe things present, that they just be healed right now by the love and the presence of your perfect Father, and that you keep growing and have an amazing, amazing day and a really, really long life. Shalom.